And I have a whole bunch of friends with me here today, and we're going to be talking to you today about the five technology trends that we have in our different industries. Okay, so I'll go first, and then I'll introduce my friends to you, and they are experts in different fields, and they'll be able to tell you what their technology trends are. So I work in the practice area within CDH of SharePoint Office 365 in the collaboration stack. So my top technology trends is mobile applications. So being able to take our collaboration from just a website that we use a PC to now really getting in the application in the mobile front, either with a custom Power App or just using SharePoint on the mobile platform. The second thing I'm really thinking about and excited about is like really cloud enabling, like moving people are now moving from the should I go to the cloud? Now they've made the decision to get to the cloud and they are really curious about how to do that. So I find that that's going to be a major trend is we're moving from a mistrust environment to okay, I trust it. How do I get there? So that's a big trend. And I got to look at my notes. Third is with so many offerings from Microsoft, they're releasing new features every month. Okay, like for example, mega menus are going to come out in SharePoint in January, which is an awesome, cool feature. But the rate of change is so high that it's hard to keep up. So I think training and being able to have a way for people to consume the new features and have them implemented in your systems is going to be really challenging. But that's going to be a major trend is how do I do that kind of rollout where we're used to like on-premise type of stuff where every 2 years they get a new set of features. So I think it's going to be a challenge. And that moves into my number 4, which is just change management. How do we just manage the change of all the cloud technologies coming out? And then lastly is going to be collaboration and how do we use like a new tool like Microsoft Teams. So that's my 5: mobile, process automation, training and change management, and then collaboration with Teams. So to my right, I got Dean Bossador. He's in charge of he's the practice lead for infrastructure. Dean, take it away.
Thanks, Ryan. So I'll start out by saying you're still seeing a lot of Exchange migration work. That's been ongoing for a few years now, but we're still seeing a lot of
awesome
companies wanting to migrate to Exchange Online. And with that, a lot of companies are getting EMS, which is Enterprise Mobility and Security, and turning on MFA. So that kind of goes hand in hand with the hybrid Exchange or hybrid AD, the multi-factor authentication.
Is that where I get a text message where I have to log into?
Yes. Yep.
I love that and hate it.
Yep. The third one is single sign-on. So with these hybrid solutions, cloud and on-prem, and identities all over the place, there's a lot of single sign-on solutions out there that IT companies are taking advantage of so that users don't have to keep track of 1 million passwords. And with that sort of added on is password management vaults. I've seen a lot of those,
cool.
Growing. So, and then my note here, security has been a huge thing. And that is, with multi-factor authentication, there's also conditional-based access where users can't get access to things unless they meet certain requirements, maybe geolocations and other things like that.
So if I'm in Michigan today, I log in today, and I log in Thailand the next hour.
Yes.
That's where we're going to have an issue?
Yep, that. Okay. You can do IP limits, device limits, so only trusted devices can access certain data. And then, and also security alerting. There's a lot of alerting for those kinds of things. So you can either deny access or maybe just alert. So. And then just the general push to cloud from on-prem or hybrid, even from IT, which is typically IT's been resistant to that sort of thing, but now they're actually very interested in it and wanting to start to move in that direction. So those are my 5: Exchange, MFA, SSO, general push to cloud, and security.
Awesome. Thanks, Dean.
Yep.
Okay. Great. And then moving on, we have Karina Myers, who's our practice lead for user interfaces and user experiences. So Karina, take it away.
Yay. Okay. So user experience. 10 years ago, that wouldn't have been a lot to be talked about. Like a lot of people didn't know what user experience was. But now we're in 2019 and user experience is like, yes, we need to include it in everything. So in user experience, it plays a big role in SharePoint, Salesforce, development, web development. So there's a lot that has evolved since even 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Like you see, and the first thing in my list I have is targeted content.
Oh, yeah.
Personalization. Everyone is like, I just want to see my files. I want to see information that's relevant to me. I want to see news that are relevant to me. Localization. So that was a big boom last year,
Is
2018.
the problem there's too much content?
I think there's just a lot of noise out there. Yes. Yeah. So everyone is just, I have a limited time and I need information that is going to help me today. Right. So targeted content, it was very strong in 2018. I feel like that's going to continue and get and mature even more in 2019. So personalization, localization. Another one that it's just going to continue to evolve, and I see it happening really strongly, is the Internet of Things. It's just not in a computer anymore. It's everywhere in your everyday life. So especially voice commands, you see it happening. Like I just want to, again, easy to use. It's going to help me in my everyday life to do my work or just to live or eat healthy. Like voice commands. That's going to develop even more dictation.
Hey Google, turn off the lights on the Christmas tree.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
you just made my phone.
So ease of use. And speaking of which, artificial intelligence, everyone is talking about that. But user experience, I see it playing a very important role in artificial intelligence. Because automation is a big thing, but there's still that emotional intelligence where you need to understand user behavior through user research. So those elements are still very human.
So Google can tell when I'm mad at it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do my command. That's right.
Yes. So you kind of have to teach it. Yeah. So
He's always angry.
always red.
I got management going on with that.
And the
Just
third
don't
one in
hold
my list, or the fourth one in my list, is device agnostic approach. So we've been hearing like I want it to be mobile friendly. It's a desktop friendly type of application or mobile friendly. But now you have all kinds of devices. It's like, is it in my watch? Is it in my phone? Is it in my computer? So it's device agnostic approach now. You see it happening in everything. It's like I don't care what I'm using. I need to be able to access my information and it to interact with me in a user-friendly way.
Right, remove that barrier.
Yeah, all this gestural design, it's just going to continue, and user experience plays a big role in that. And last, I have in my list wearables. Again, I don't want to be tied to a computer.
Yeah.
I need to have it easy. I just need a little tap on my wrist, and that's how I know I got something. I got a message or.
Very nice.
Right. So wearables, it's booming. You see it happening really strong, especially. I see it kind of evolving, like especially like health tracking devices. You know, in the medical industry, it's just kind of taking it a step farther there, where it's like, how can it help me live a healthier life and spend less time being connected to a device. So all of that user experience, we're going to be seeing a lot more.
Some tension there. I need things to be more automated with devices. Yeah, I don't want to have a device that I'm tied to.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so bring automation in my life without, just making me do things.
Right. Maybe it's all the years in the 1990s of lugging around heavy laptops.
Yeah.
All right, so those were my top 5. I mentioned Internet of Things, targeted content personalization, user experience, adding that emotional intelligence in artificial intelligence, and wearables, and device agnostic approach.
Thank you, Karina. So on the end here we have Mark Jordan. He's the practice lead for our development area. So we have a live and well development shop of programmers developing custom applications and all kinds of fun things.
So one of the things I wish was a tech trend was I could tell Google to do my chores at home, but I don't see that happening for a while, so it's not on my list. But I do have 5. And just as a side note, I don't think you mentioned this, Ryan, we'll be expounding on these in some future successive sessions. So each of us will have a turn for another 5 minutes to expound on these topics. So my first one is low-code development. And again, Ryan said I was a software developer. We deal with code every day. Some of the key languages are C++, JavaScript, etc. But what's really coming about is drag and drop with some graphical type of interfaces and a lot of black box type of actions that you could drag on a screen. Some simple examples of that is Power Apps, which we're big into right now in Nintex workflow. Even the robotics program that I volunteer for the high school, they use a LabVIEW product that's drag and drop, and even the youngsters down to 10 or 9.
Awesome.
It's all programming a robot with drag and drop, and it's pretty slick. It's got some parameters, and but in the professional world, that's what we're going to, because we see a lot of canned action that is repetitive. So that's one of the things that's coming about. With more fervor recently. Machine learning. So, there's always AI. AI keeps getting mentioned. It's over and over again. I think it's still a tech trend, but I'm not mentioning that. I'm mentioning machine learning. I think AI we have a grasp on it. We're using it. Some people are playing with it.
Yeah.
There's even frameworks out there for it. But as far as I'm concerned, the next step is to couple that with machine learning and have AI play a part in machine learning with data, react on that. And so you see a little bit of that with the Tesla cars, et cetera. I think they learn, but it's going to learn more, right? So next time it goes to a construction site, it's going to know to look for that kind of cone, that kind of thing, right? It's learning as it goes. So that's my second one. Software revenue models. We're seeing a huge model of software as a service. Now, this is not an old idea, but it is more of an idea even for your desktop apps nowadays, and even your mobile apps. There's mobile apps now that are subscription-based. You can download it for free. You ain't gonna do anything with it until you pay a subscription. So there's a lot of subscription model, and as well, and I got to get the term right, paying for microtransactions. So you get a game. It's just a simple trivia thing here. Amazon in 2017, I think it was, logged a $3 billion profit. This game that somebody wrote, and now of course I can't remember the name of it, through all of their microtransactions of $1 here, 50 cents here, give me 5 lives for $2, that kind of thing.
Fortnite.
$3 billion profit.
Fortnite.
Thank you.
Fortnite.
Yes. So
It's a free game.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Only in-game transactions. The game.
But if you want to go to high school, you want to go to your high school the next day and brag about what you did because everybody else is way behind, you got to pay for it.
That's what my son says. He goes,
He
goes, I got a solo dub last night. I go, what's a dub? He goes, it's a win, Dad. What are you talking about?
Sometimes you don't want to ask the questions of what they say and what it is because you don't want to know. Because I have teens. Blockchain is number 4 on my list. So again, not an old concept. Was pretty much born or at least popularized by Bitcoin. But you're going to see a lot more of that, especially in the software development realm, for doing financial or medical type of software development, for transactions and data keeping and data encryption, et cetera.
Now we know Bitcoin is like a currency scenario, but it's using kind of the same kind of encryption to do other kinds of high sensitive transactions. Is that where that's going?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And so I'm not going to get into it now because I'll have another session to dwell into it, but just know that many are playing with it. They are playing with it right now. We actually did a presentation at a symposium. Susan Cott's our partner, one of the partners of the firm, did a symposium last year on blockchain. So we're knowledgeable. We're trying to dig into it, and it's going to be something very, very powerful. So wait and see on that. And lastly, data. It's growing up. It's making a name for itself. We now have data just being a critical resource instead of just a tool or something that's just collected on the wayside. It's not even big data anymore. The cloud is taking care of big data, so it's not even a dream. It's not big data, it's just data. Data is big data now. The new color is black, right? I don't know what the saying is, but I was close.
I like that though. That's good.
Data curators, I mean, that's all part of data. We're not going to have just data architects anymore. There's going to be a chief data officer. I mean, this is where it's going. This is how important it is. And then, it's all a data science. It's not even just an art anymore. You don't have a DBA going in and just doing some query and giving it to the boss, and the boss is really happy he gets a bonus. This is really serious stuff, almost like to the prediction level. I mentioned machine learning. That's where that ties into. Machine learning. They're going to know how the month will end as far as profit. 2 months from now, 3 months from now, they will know that number based on history, based on current market conditions. Medical software, it's gonna be huge, right? Diagnosis. I worked on an app 15 years ago. Used some Bayesian theorem. This is gonna knock it out of the ballpark. All of this data, everything's faster now, so we can handle it. That's cool. I'm gonna shut up now because I can take up the whole time. So those are the 5, and I will.
Well, that's
expound
really
on those
exciting
later.
stuff. Really exciting to see these concepts we've been playing with for 20 years. We had them in infancy, and they're really starting to grow up with the computing
And
power.
they're starting to work together. So, Lawnmower Man, here we go. You guys have ever seen that movie, but anyway, it's all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyhow, well, thanks a lot, guys, and I loved that I got a chance to introduce you to my friends and the practice leads here at CDH. And so this is Ryan signing off for another 5 Minute Friday. See you later, guys.
Take care.
See ya.